June is a month filled to the brim with fierce and fun activities and events for the queers to come out in style and show us what they've got.
And we're talking to Anita Vivier from George Pride about the upcoming Pride March. Now, I think the first question that I have about this is, how did Pride come about, George Pride?
When we started planning the tour for the Boston Gay Men's Chorus to visit South Africa, and one of the places that they wanted to come to was the Garden Route, and we tried Knysna, and unfortunately our dates didn't coincide with the Pink Lurie, and then we thought about, well, what about George? George is massive. Surely there should be some organization we can link in with. And soon came to realize there's nothing in George. And so there aren't any official government support systems. Well, there are now, but there wasn't when we started. And we realized George had never had a pride. And it was such a tragedy to think that a city as big as George hadn't had a pride parade. And that's we sat in a tiny little office. We were, I think, 4 or 5 people. And this little dream started of, what about organizing a pride? And it kind of just grew from there.
I think my next one here is, when is this happening?
So it's on Tuesday, the 19th. So it's around the corner, 2 weeks' time. And it'll be from 12 until 2. So we're basically trying to shut down the whole of Main Street in George, York Street, during, lunch hour, which is rush hour. Kids are coming home from school. We have people going out for lunch, and we're bringing the city center to a standstill.
That was, I was going to ask you, a Tuesday. I mean, and you obviously answered it now, the motive behind this. This is very interesting.
Yeah, I think we were trying to, on a Saturday, maybe we tried lunchtime because most people have a lunch hour break or something to that extent. So we're trying to get as many people that are already in town for work. So all they really have to do is walk down from their office, and they're part of Pride Parade, and we get to have as many people aware of this as possible. On a Saturday, especially in George, the culture is people go out. They go out to the beach, they go hike in the mountains, people are busy doing stuff. They're not in town. And so we found that on a weekday, we would have a bigger splash. And as well, we're having a concert that evening. So we're just tying the two together, Pride, and then the concert afterwards, which will be a celebration of the whole day and the event.
Okay, and you said this is from 12 till 2, and where's the meeting point?
So it starts at the City Hall, and then we march down to Unity Park. And when we get to Unity Park, the Boston Gay Men's Chorus will do a short informal performance. So we end it all off with a sing and dance and a big celebration of everything that Pride is.
And then obviously there's a break, and then you mentioned a concert.
Yes. And then in the evening from 6 o'clock, we'll have a concert.
And where will that be happening?
So the concert will be in the Conville Community Hall. It's in one of the more rural parts of George, and we're trying to take the concert out to the community instead of having them to come into town to be part of this wonderful international experience.
Give me a little bit more information what the concert will entail. Is that the Boston Male Chorus, or will they be singing?
Yes, so we have the opening act is Miss Carly, who will be doing a drag performance. And then after that, we have the Boston Gay Men's Chorus, who will be doing a full show. And don't imagine a choir standing still and just singing a few songs. They dance, they have feather boas, it's colorful, it is fabulous, and it is definitely something to experience. They have pop music, and it's fun and lively. It's not an old, boring choral performance.
Do you have a theme for this Pride?
So we don't. We want to make it as inclusive of everyone. So you come in what's comfortable for you. So you just let your flag fly. We really want everyone to be comfortable. So we tried not to put a theme to it, because then some people might feel, I'm not quite comfortable with that theme. We really just want everyone to come out and say, listen, I'm here. I'm out and I'm proud, or I'm supporting people in my life who are out and are proud, and this is what we're doing.
But Anita, I think you actually do have a theme, and you just gave it to me. Let your flag fly.
That's it.
And I think that's the important thing. I like that idea that there's, you can do whatever you want and be whatever you want, and you're not kind of confined to a specific kind of structure there.
And I think that's especially what the Boston Gay Men's Chorus wants to bring to South Africa. It's really about just being who you are and accepting other people for who they are.
I think getting back to the Pride as well, do you guys have a committee that you've elected?
So there is a committee. It's still rather small. It's being run from the municipality side. So we have from Human Settlements is the department within the municipality who's kind of taken this thing and is running with it. So we do have a small committee, but we're hoping that with next year, it'll be bigger and it'll be better. As things go, they grow. So that's the plan for the Pride itself.
So obviously it's not going to be the first and last George Pride.
No, definitely not. There will be one next year and the year after and the year after. That's the plan. We're starting something that'll last.
Now, if people want to get involved with the Pride Committee, it's obviously going to be on a voluntary scale that this is going to happen.
Yes, definitely. And I think if anyone wants to get involved, our Facebook page is the easiest way to do it. It's BGMC, Boston Gay Men's Chorus, Tour South Africa. And they can just send us an inbox and we'll get them to the right people.
Okay, and this is obviously for now to get involved in future Prides then as well.
Yes.
Okay, one of my other questions that I have here, obviously, and I think you sort of answered it as we went along here, is the spectrum that this Pride is covering. I mean, it covers everybody. There's not just a specific spectrum that's being focused on.
That's definitely it. And one of the things that we're trying to do as well is it's not just people that are part of the LGBTI community. It's definitely their friends and their family, everyone that's in support of it. We find that because there's nothing happening in George at the moment, the general idea is that people are narrow-minded, and we're trying to just allow people to say, hey, we're not narrow-minded. We actually do support. We do care. And so it's not just the LGBTI community. It's the whole community of George. I mean, this is something that affects everyone. It doesn't just affect a small part of the population.
No, I think we sort of lightly touched on the next one. It's happening in a lunch hour. What is your objective with the Pride?
I think we want people to feel comfortable that, there are people that are supporting you, but at the same time, we just want to get people aware, people that wouldn't necessarily be part of the Pride to, see that this is happening and that this isn't anything weird. This is absolutely normal. These are people with real lives and they're just coming out and saying, listen, I'm proud to be part of this community.
Then obviously from a business perspective, it's being run as a non-profit.
That's 100% correct. So it's completely non-profit. No one's making money off of this. We're not selling merchandise. We're not selling tickets. There's absolutely no monetary motivation for this. This is really 100% for the community. No one is profiting off it.
In future, you guys will probably have to raise funds. Are there any plans on how to do it and ideas?
So at the moment, we've started talking to organizers from the Joburg Pride who will be partnering with us for future Prides and kind of giving us a guiding hand on how to do this properly in the future or more professionally.
Then there's a huge amount of planning that goes into something like this.
Yes, definitely.
And it's not, you don't just sit overnight and decide, okay, cool, I'm going to come up with this. How long did you guys plan to get this going?
We started talking about the option, say a year ago, maybe even more, and started kind of the idea started there, and then it started snowballing off that and actually planning and getting the word out and getting the right people and traffic blocking off the street and getting police services involved that are marching with us. And it's been quite a long and involved process, but we've had amazing people, especially Jojo from the municipality in George. He's been amazing in organizing and just helping us to really getting things done.
I also think, if you kind of compare this to a business, you guys obviously had to have a plan, like a business plan to sort of function and make it a success.
Yeah, definitely. We each had our roles and knew what we had to do and kind of just got stuck in. I think everyone that's involved with this Pride, because it's a non-profit, it really is a heart thing. It's people that are involved emotionally and that are invested. And so you've been putting in that extra little bit just because it's something that we're passionate about.
Now, going through the city centre, how much effort was it to get this route kind of okayed by the municipality?
You know what? There is this we've been getting so much support from municipality side. There has been very little red tape. Every time we get to a point where we think, oh, this is going to be a difficult one, we've just had people been in support and been, you know what? This is something that is needed in the town of George. Nothing like this is happening. Let's help. rather than let's fight against.
Do you think Pride parades, and it's International Pride Month at the moment, so I'm looking at internationally here. Do you think Pride parades in general have lost their initial meaning in regarding to being a platform to demand our basic rights?
You know what? I think sometimes we get caught up in outfits and the fun of it. And with this Pride, what I really, really enjoy is that it's about the basics. Because it's the first one, it's not something that's been there and done that and has to be more sparkly than the one before. It's something that people are really hungry for, and it's something that people are willing to, stand up for, because there isn't something like it. And it's really inspiring to see that, people just want to be able to have a space where they feel safe and they can be themselves. And that's really what this Pride is about.
An entrance fee. Do people pay entrance anyway?
No entrance fee. You just pitch up and you march with us.
And you fly your flag.
Fly your flag. I'll be flying mine and everyone else will be flying their flag.
Anita, then once again, just if people want more information about the parade itself, Facebook, there's no website yet.
I would say Facebook is definitely the easiest. We reply very quickly on our Facebook page. You can leave a comment or send us an inbox and we'll reply quickly. It's Boston Gay Men's Chorus Tour South Africa.
Great. And I'm going to repeat that. Boston Gay Men's Chorus Tour South Africa if you want to know more about the George Pride Parade.
That's it.
Great, Anita. Thank you so much for your time. It's been amazing. And please keep us updated.
Thank you, Rian. Thank you so much for your time. And we will definitely keep you posted.
Gay SA Radio, you are family. I'm Rian, and that was Anita Vivier from the George Pride Organizing Committee, I would say. Stay streaming for more.